Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary. I am Joe Finley.
And I'm Todd Tebow, the Sailor Murray.
And if you were watching my stream for just a couple of minutes, we were just fucking around on there by mistake.
We were.
So great.
Just peeked in for a minute. Hee-hoo, toasty. And then we popped out.
Further proof that we have not done this in quite some time. We have been just by schedule and whatnot separated. I was in Florida. I did over the first week of May. I was down there to get a preview of the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind ride, and so I got to review that and ride it before it opened. As of the episode coming out, it will be open now, so if you're in the area, I don't know, go check it out. You know, have you heard of Disney?
Hey, I'm in the area.
But, so I got to do that, and then we were also talking about the 50th anniversary and all the celebratory stuff in there. Lots to talk about in that.
What a fucking trip,
man.
We'll
kind of go over all of our stuff, but then tell me, like, and then you had some other stuff coming. When I got back, you were gone.
Yes. Then you did your thing.
Yeah.
Then I worked. Then I was gone.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Correct.
So, yes.
Yes. And
I went and saw some concerts. I hung out in Toronto. I won some drag contests.
Nice.
Oh, no, it's not what you think. It's not what you think at all. Wait, what were you thinking?
Drag contests?
Like dressed up as a woman.
Yeah,
but then you drive.
Oh,
you drag. It's actually like Dragon is Drag. It's called. It's an event.
Yes.
And you drag. You have to steal the car though, with only the things in your drag costume. I used an earring.
I support this.
I kicked fucking ass. And then at the end, somebody has to guess which one of us is Cake. Boom. It was amazing.
It's always the guy who never responded. Everybody else is like,
I don't know, man. That guy hasn't really moved a lot, but he got second in the race.
Yeah. He's also melting under the lights. But that could just be his drag makeup.
No, I hung out in Toronto.
Yeah.
And I live right where my buddy lives, which I had no idea because I was going to see shows at the Budweiser stage.
Okay.
And the first one was Megadeth, Lamb of God, which was okay. But then the second one, there was like all this shit that went down because it was at Echo Beach. And then they moved it like 3 days before to Budweiser stage.
Okay.
So people were like, I didn't spend money to sit down, like fucking blah, blah. And I was like, I agree. But it was like, I think it actually worked out for everybody. Because like there was like nothing, like there was no lineups for anything.
Yeah.
You go to the bathroom, get a drink, do whatever. There was like not a lot of people there.
Okay.
But I got floor seats, which was amazing.
Nice.
And it was just like it rocked. It was Deftones.
Oh, nice.
And it was absolutely amazing.
That's the one I knew I was forgetting about one. And
it was amazing.
Was that the one you've been waiting a while to go see?
Yeah, like years.
Yeah.
Opener was Gojira. They were wicked. They both just kicked so much balls.
Nice. They kicked.
There wasn't a dry ball in the house at the end of the show.
Wonderful.
There was a lot of youngsters there too. That I was like, I said to somebody in line because nobody knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Like it was the whole thing is floor now with their seats.
There are seats.
So instead of there was no lawn, no 400s. It was just 300s down.
Okay.
And because I had gotten there like 3 hours before, because I was like, I don't know what's happening. It's probably first come, first serve, which it was.
Yeah.
And then I got floor seats.
That's awesome.
And it was so fucking awesome.
Nice.
It was like a religious experience.
Sweet. Like Scientology?
Yes.
Awesome.
Big time. They would not let you leave.
I could not get my hands off these cans. Except it was two Budweisers.
It was totally cool. I hung out with my buddies. My buddy rented
must be nice to have buddies.
Rent-a-bud.
Ah, thank you. Thank God.
Right. It's way too expensive.
Even the notion that you have a life outside of me hurts my heart.
Oh, it's awful.
Ugh.
Isn't it awful?
Gross. It's my expectation that you go and you just walk into a cage and sit there till you get my next text.
Ooh.
Finally, I can get out.
Sometimes there's masturbating involved.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Scream.
I'm not a monster.
Scream-turbating.
I'm not a monster. You can, rub your balls up against the cage.
But you have to scream like you're being murdered the entire time.
Oh, no!
I'm masturbating. That's what I'm going to do if I ever go to prison. I will be murdered in the first 10 minutes.
Nice. You will be murdered or you'll be given the widest berth.
Exactly.
Oh man. So yeah. So my
I didn't do anything. I just went to concerts and rocked balls. And so you
that's awesome.
won a trip through.
I didn't win a trip.
Whatever the hell happened.
I didn't win a trip. So the basic
Like it was
backstory.
like rate my dick pic, and he was rated like the lowest one, so that he didn't kill himself. They sent him to Disney.
This is a really good description that'll get me invited back for certain. No, but I was invited on like as a representative of CGM to go there and be media coverage for like I said, the Guardians of the Galaxy ride in the 50th anniversary. They flew me out there. They put us up in a hotel. My wife got to join me. I had to pay for the flight, but other than that, like they let her stay in a cage. She wasn't allowed.
That should be a choice.
There was
put me with the dogs,
right? No, but that was the thing. It was the first time international media has been back since COVID. So there were 200 members of international media there. So if you were allowing also then all the +1, like you wouldn't even have a place to put anybody.
Oh my God,
events,
dude.
Right? So,
this right here is like a movie. And you could go and it'll be like, Beer Fest or whatever the fuck those movies are. Okay. Or like, I was just about to ask you, was there any buddy from somewhere around the world in the media that you were like, oh, fuck, here come the Germans. You know what I mean? And they're just like, ha ha, Canadians, we ride better than you. Or whatever, wherever they're from.
I didn't.
You're like, ooh, those goddamn whatevers.
Where was I think the only other country I saw some, I occasionally encountered some Japanese writers, but not that often. Like we were kind of off because just from a scheduling standpoint, they had to keep us kind of all moving. So I didn't run into a lot of people.
Separated the races.
That's not true because we were a very diverse group of Canadians.
I did notice though at the park, which I think brings everybody together. Is you could buy a racially inappropriate hat to wear.
Yeah, it was unbearably hot. So for people,
take your pick.
For Americans, it was over 100 degrees every day, humidity. And then it's for Canadians, it was 35 degrees, 42 with the humidity. And so it was hot. I had to go change my shirt pretty much every day before like the evening thing.
Right.
Because I was soaked. Because I was carrying my camera bag too, so my back was just disgusting.
Just humidity is just like, that's it, bud. That's it.
So, but yeah, no, our group was like really fantastic. I met a lot of really cool people.
Anyways, they had sombreros.
So they had all those. So like anybody was buying literally any wide hat they could get to stay cool. And I kept looking and I saw my first sombrero and I'm like, that feels really like racially inappropriate.
And then there was like the rice hat thing.
And then I saw, but it was like the first time I saw some because I was at Epcot, my first night there was at Epcot and I saw somebody walking past that and I'm like, that seems really racially inappropriate. Till I was there during the day.
Exactly.
And I was like, that was just a fantastic idea.
I feel like
there were like 4 Mexicans underneath him going, this was awesome.
They split the cost of it.
Yeah.
You're trying to share somebody's umbrella, but it's not yours and it's raining.
Always.
Like share an umbrella, but you're like only your head, like the rest of me is getting soaked.
Yeah. That's how I met Anne Hathaway.
Ooh.
No.
She was taking up surprisingly way more of the umbrella than anybody else.
But I want to take you back to like the worst thing right off the bat. So this is my first time. This is a very stupid thing to even say, but it was like my first time flying alone as an adult. And usually, when you're traveling with somebody else, you kind of got each other's backs. You're double checking that things are happening and blah, blah, blah. And so I got to go. I'm going through security. I've been hearing nightmare stories about Pearson Airport and their security and all that stuff. And it's going to take you so long to get through. They're like, you need to be there 3 hours early, blah, blah, blah. So I got there. So I got there 3 hours early. There was nobody there.
No one gave a shit.
I got my stuff checked, no problem. I got my bag checked really quickly. Then I went to security. There was nobody there. I got through security security and customs in about 15 minutes.
Sweet.
And so security happens and the thing where you've got to you got to put this bag here and then you've got all these different bins floating around of all your different materials and whatnot. And I do all that and then I go pick up stuff and then they bring it on the other side because they're like, oh, okay, I just wanted to double check this. Okay, great. I'm on my way. I go through customs and everybody's like super chill about they're like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, media event for Disney. That's so cool. How do you do that?
What the fuck, eh?
And then just as I'm leaving that line, and then just as I was leaving the line, I noticed the back of my camera bag was open. That's where my tablet was. And that was what I used I brought that as my laptop. I brought that as my laptop because it was just easier than bringing my laptop. I have a little keyboard and I have that, and I was like, it'll be a much more compact thing to be able to type with on the plane and stuff like that. And
why do you use the thing where it converts it into text? It's never right. Who gives a fuck? Don't even fact check it. Don't spell check it. Don't nothing. Say it and spray it. Boom.
Because I don't like hearing my own voice, and I know Google.
Oh, that's why I say that's why you don't check it. You just say it and think. Send it off to the boss.
But anyways, so I realized that my tablet's gone. So basically, what they did was they took my tablet out and threw it in another bin. Because like whenever they take when you have your laptop or whatever, they make you take it out and put it separately. No, while they because they ran it through the when they ran it through the X-ray, they're like, "What's this?" So I took it out, so I didn't get it back. But now I'm past customs. There's no going back.
Oh fuck.
So I'm like, so there was a customs supervisor there, and I'm like, so this is happening, and he goes, let me go have a look for you. And I'm like, oh, that's very nice of you. So he went back and he came back and he's like, yeah, they took everything to Lost and Found already. And I'm like, oh, and he's like, so you got two choices. You can kind of just eat it for now. You can fill it like an online thing. He's like, they got a really good track record of having everything. Right. And he's like, you'll get it he's like, I guarantee you'll get it when you get back. And I'm like, well, I kind of need it. I'm going for the purpose of journalism. I need to write. And then he's like, your other option, go talk to somebody with Air Canada. They will let you out. And then you have to go around, go to the Lost and Found, come back up, come through security again. I'm like, he's like,
didn't take very long.
No. And he was kind of like, I don't know what your flight is and stuff. That could affect you potentially missing your flight. I'm like, I'm here very early. So I went and I did that. I explained it. But then when I leave, I have to go through Canadian customs coming back in like I'm arriving. So now they're asking me, oh, what's going on? What was the purpose of your travel? I'm like, I haven't left.
I haven't gone anywhere yet.
And so and you're getting the stink eye. So the Americans loved me. They're like, you're awesome. Woo. And then the Canadians are like, you're a fake human. But I get through and they put a weird sticker on my thing that I was so afraid to take that sticker off because I was waiting to like go through customs again and go, the sticker's supposed to be here. We've been notified.
You know what I mean? Done. It's like ripping off the mattress tag.
So I was not fucking around. That thing was on there. Oh my God.
Woo. I think I swallowed a fucking bug.
Jesus, man. Just trying to tell a story about customs. And God. I went to Lost and Found. If they didn't have it there, and the guy's like, you go tell them that they haven't even said hello to me this morning.
And I'm like, I got all day. I'm gonna go back around.
No, and that's what I said. Well, I had to go back around anyways, but I did say this to the man. Right. I said, I will not be telling them that. Because that's what I want to do, is have a little fuck around with airport security.
Hey you. Yeah. This guy over here says you didn't say hello to him today.
Yeah. How about you go make nice with the Lost and Found guy? But no, I went back and I told them what happened. They got their supervisor. He went to the back where I guess, so what they do is they gather everything up. They take it to one spot and then they take it all at one time to Lost and Found later on. So it was there. He just had me turn it on just to show that it was mine. And then off I went and I went through the whole thing again. And so wicked. I'm very happy. And yeah, then we get there and it was just like one thing after another. So they gave us like a VIP tour guide who like literally brings you on all the rides during the day. So like everything that
the emotion is like as if they're holding your hand or something.
Essentially.
Like you're holding on to like the kindergarten rope.
There were 20.
You're like this, like come along, take it like, I want to run.
There were like,
we're running.
Yeah, there were like 20 of us in the group. And he would bring, and he'd bring us. He's like, "All right, we're going to Remy's Ratatouille adventure," and we'd all head that way. And then he'd walk up to like the lightning lane person. He's like, "I got 20," and then
I got 20 there,
and get in. And those guys, I looked up. You can actually like pay for those guys. They cost like I don't even remember. I think they cost like $700, or it was between like $600 and $800.
I heard of this. What are these guys?
Literally, their entire
they
job.
Get you in though. They're like VIP dudes.
They're like your personal concierge,
right? For
like, so they will get you anywhere. They will do whatever.
I think you could be that guy.
I would love to be that guy. I would absolutely love to be that guy.
Do you really need this guy? Does he save you time or something? Like, what is happening?
Well, yeah, I was calculating how much time he saved me, and they saved me probably 5 hours a day.
Really?
Well, I mean, like literally, I got walked onto like every ride that like the ones like Avatar and things like that are still 90-minute waits.
Fuck.
And I literally I got on it in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And then he's like, and I'm going to take you to this ride, which would have been a 45-minute wait. Right on.
What was the best ride?
And my favorite ride was Rise of the Resistance. My most surprising ride was Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
Was it good?
It was really good. The new track.
Did the whole thing smell like cheese?
They had interactive things going on, but the idea is that you are like your car is the mouse, and you're like on the mouse riding around.
What the hell are you, a tick?
I think you're just supposed to be the
lice.
mouse.
Oh, it's like each one of you is one of the eyeballs.
Yes, you're each an
Is it
eyeball
two
of a
people?
mouse. No, I was like, I think 4.
Oh, that's fucked. I can't wrap my head. I can't do this ride.
Yeah. Well, two of you were the limbic system, just taking it in.
Yes.
No, but the idea. So you're going around, and like the trackless system is so cool because like any other old ride, you're all front and back, and then you're just experiencing as it happens. These guys are like these cars are like dancing, where they're like intermingling with each other, and they all end up in different spots, and we end up like underneath a table in the restaurant.
Oh,
and
cool.
So the set is the table, but then there's a big screen in front of you, and then like they're like looking under the table, like there's the mouse, and then like they dropped a thing of champagne and it popped and we got wet, and like there was
cool.
like it was so bananas. Mickey's Runaway Railway, same kind of setup,
Right.
but I didn't think it was as good as Remy's just because there was a lot more going on, a lot more to see in that ride. But Rise of the Resistance, it was just like I was saying to you before, it's like 3 rides. It's the ride which is like kind of the line and the getting on that first ship. So that's like your pre-show. Then the next show is getting captured and then being on the First Order ship.
Is that all it is? You just stand on the ship?
Well, you don't just stand on
Does
the
something happen?
Seeing as I said it's 3 parts and I'm on part 2, we might
But
get...
I'm thinking the third one would be the same thing, just stand around.
No, and then you leave in the third one.
Yeah, it's the exit line.
Yes, it's the gift shop. But
Yeah, of course.
no,
Buy
but
all
that's
that
when
shit.
that's when the Resistance breaks you out and you get into one of those trackless cars, and then you're tooling around all over the place while there's all kind of action going on around you. But like there's explosions.
That
there's...
should be part of the ride as you go past the dude from Lost and Found. He's like,
He didn't even say hello. Those bastards.
he's the scariest part of the whole ride.
Yeah, but it was so good. Just
What
because
kind of food did you eat?
It's so elaborate.
What was the food like?
All right, so very good question. So we got to eat at some pretty cool things. So we attended a party on the set of the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, and they had a big, just this like big like buffet style thing. It was on both sides, and they had chefs making stuff. I had like poutine style roast potatoes.
Ooh.
And roast
Guy
chicken.
comes from Canada to Florida as poutine.
No, in fairness, I had everything they offered.
Oh, great!
So it was.
Oh, well.
It's not like I just picked out the poutine.
Take me home today, Big Daddy.
I had the roast chicken. I tried the lamb chops.
Was the food good?
That was delicious. It was all really good. I had their cornbread. The cornbread was a little dry. That was my only complaint. But that was but yeah, it was all really, really good stuff. And then that night, because I didn't say, was May the 4th.
Yeah, that was when, oh my God.
So then on May the 4th, when the park closed, the media was brought over to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, where we had the place to ourselves.
Fucking so sweet.
And it was a big dessert party, so there were literally just these like mobile bars all over the place.
That just sounds like decadence for no real reason.
It really was. And then we just walked around, and that's when I went on Rise
of a shit ton of dessert.
Yeah, and then I went like literally walked on Rise of the Resistance.
Like eating pie.
Yeah.
No pie here, the Resistance. Fuck you.
Had my first experience of the Millennium Falcon. Now, I do recommend, if you're going to go see it for the first time, go see it in the light, because you're seeing a lot more of the physical detail of the buildings and stuff like that. But that experience walking up to the Millennium Falcon when it was lit like that, and it's all backlit and it's blue on the mountains, and then underneath it's got like that kind of steam, like, you know, when you see it landing, it's like and all that was going.
Steam.
Yes, that is precisely what it's called. Chris Hadfield told us that.
Exactly.
He's an astronaut.
I thought that was the guy from Resident Evil.
Also an astronaut. He never says.
They're not on Earth. That's the trick ending.
No, they're on Earth, but they're just so occupied with the zombies, he has no time to tell you about his job.
Right. About the whole space thing.
Yeah, you'd think that he'd probably just work it into conversation, just because that's
there's no time.
He's like, that's just like
you have to talk as like shortly and cryptically and not really say anything.
Yeah.
as possible.
Yeah, and just make me scared to go in the next room all the time.
Yeah.
That was my thing about. That's why I never got through a Resident Evil game, because I would play the game and I'd go through like 6 empty rooms, and I'm like, the next room's gonna have something. I'm just gonna turn this off. I'm just gonna go to bed.
Or when the big guy starts chasing you, that's when I'm like, oh fuck me.
Yeah. So
I was got some big maniac coming after him. I'm like, oh my fuck.
Indeed, but
So he spent 4 days there.
yeah, so I did that, and then I also had another dinner party at the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which there was like random dinner things all over the place. They had like beef tenderloin, and they had like all these other just kind of.
What if you were a vegetarian?
Oh, they had tons of vegetarian options.
What if I was just a what's the fish?
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian. Damn it, I was gonna say that too, but I thought maybe that was some sort of religion.
Yeah, that's for pesky people.
Yeah, pescatarian.
They did have fish options as well. So.
Chicken, all chicken.
Yes, chicken in the sea.
Chicken.
Yeah, well, there was chicken too. Well, yeah, tuna.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
well,
tuna.
all right.
But
as long as they're killing everything a wholesale.
But yeah, so there.
Not leaving anything out.
But yeah, we just got to experience so much, and like you heard me complain 2 years ago when we had to cancel our trip in the first place. So literally everything that I missed out on in that whole period of time, I got to experience in like rapid succession.
That's so fucking awesome.
So I do want to thank everybody at Disney who just like treated us like gold while we were there. I was like, I wanted for nothing.
Now next time you go back, it's like if this fucking blows.
Oh,
it's like waiting in a lineup. You're gonna have to be some regular schlub.
Oh, I don't even. But that's
and you'll say to the fucking guy next to you, well, he knows this one time.
Yeah,
he'll be like, I don't give a fuck.
I know, I don't. Well, this
isn't like when I got to come here for free for 4 days. Yeah.
That happened to me when I was like at work. They gave us like box seats for the Raptors and for the Leafs and stuff like that. And I'm like, there's no circumstance where I can come back here and then get a seat in the 300s or whatever and just like sit there like Joe Sixpack when I was literally sitting in a place where they. Well, I'm Joe. I got a 6-pack, so you get it. But that being said, they're lesser people just in general.
I'm Todd Two-Caser.
But it was such an experience.
What did you think of Doctor Strange 2, Electric Boogaloo?
Oh yeah, we didn't even get to talk. Well, we talked briefly about it, but I actually went and reviewed it the Monday before, so I didn't even tell you about that. So the Monday night before I left on Tuesday morning for Florida,
okay,
I went.
That's right.
I drove to Toronto to go to the screening of the movie. And it was actually the most animated critic screening I've been to. Usually everybody's like, they all sound like fucking Minecraft villagers. And it was so like boring. But these guys were all like really excited. But they also like did stuff that they've never done before. Like at first they were like, we're going to premiere the new Avatar trailer. But it's going to be playing because like we don't know when people are going to show up. So they played it in a half-hour loop. And so I was just sitting there and I was like, I memorized every goddamn detail of that trailer and I'm still not going to go see it. And
that's a lie, you will.
And no, I won't. I absolutely won't.
It's going to be experienced.
I'll catch it on Disney Plus.
I'll tell you about that. I'm going to go see it.
All right, cool.
Okay.
But yeah, so they were doing that, and I was the only one. I just didn't want to wander around, so I was so afraid because the last time I went, I lost my wallet, and it was literally the day before.
Lost your tablet, lost your wallet. Get your shit together. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
You're not wrong. No, but the tablet was technically not.
And this is like, you don't want to walk around because you're scared to lose something again. Like, that's what you like early onset dementia. Like, what is happening here? I really want to go to the bathroom, but fuck it, I'll never make it back.
It's eerily accurate. No, I was just in such a paranoid place because I was like, any other time I wouldn't have worried about it at all. I would have just been, hey, run around. But I'm like, I can't let a single thing go wrong because tomorrow I'm going to Florida, and if I don't have something that I need, I can't go to Florida. That was like was like the whole thing. So I was like, I'm not fucking around. I'm like, I'm staying in this spot. I kept my jacket on the whole time with my wallet.
Like sweating to death.
No, it was quite cool.
Okay,
it was a light jacket and it was quite cool. So none of that. But I was just like sitting there and slowly but surely, people are like getting up to go get a drink or do whatever, right? And then I'm like sitting there, and then all of a sudden I just hear, "Excuse me," and I look, and they're like, "Can you leave the theater for a minute? We're trying to set up for the movie now." And I look around and I realize I'm the only person in the theater. Everybody left but me. And there were like 50 people in there.
Or do they just wait until a certain number of people wander in? Like, when do they start this thing?
Well, they have a set time, and then they let you know, hey, between this time and this time, we're going to be playing the trailer.
Essentially, they should say, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And then, so basically what happened then was they actually set it up, and they had like free popcorn and drinks.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
And,
fucking, I was literally just thinking, I'd give you popcorn or anything?
Yeah, they did all that, which has never. No, this was. I'm not even at that screening yet. I'm still in Toronto.
You're still Toronto.
So I did that whole screening, and then I got home. So I had to drive home. I got home at about 11:30, and then I had to write the article. Plus, I wrote an article for the Avatar trailer because that was like Canada's debut of it. Then I had to, and then I made the video that we put on this very channel.
Ooh.
For that. So make sure you go check those out, or actually both those, because I talked about
a review of a trailer.
No, I reviewed the movie as well, but
Avatar.
No, Doctor Strange.
I thought that was gonna be a straight. You're gonna be like, I saw Avatar.
Yes,
that's why you're not gonna go see it.
Yeah.
Because you already have
twice. I assume I didn't miss from that 2-minute trailer. I assume I just caught all of James Cameron's life's work. But
it's gonna be way more water effects, but don't even worry.
Probably. But the actually this one focuses a lot more on
water. Of course
one,
it does.
Yeah, it's like he's like, how can I mix the only two things I care about?
And to be honest with you, from the preview,
family is not among them.
It showed them in like the special ball pool with like this tank with this new way of filming, and I was like, from watching the movie, I was like, the water looked good, but I mean, it didn't look any better than any other damn thing.
And that's my thing. It's still all beautiful, but I didn't see any marked like
you need to see it in 4D.
Improvements. Yeah, I didn't see any market improvements though that were like that made it this long of a wait worthwhile.
I agree.
But anyways, all that aside, so I was up till 3:00 in the morning making these videos and getting them all out and like getting them ready to post in time and stuff like that. I had to be up at 7 to start getting ready for my flight. So I was a wreck. But it was 100% worth it. It was so much fun.
And never sleeps.
And then I got to go, and then I did get to go see Doctor Strange again on the Thursday night. American popcorn, just fine. It was an AMC theater, and they had the same thing where they had like things lined up. The only difference though, Canada only offered water. They offered the sody pop at the the American when I went and they had the free popcorn and drinks, they only had like Dasani water.
Ew, that's the worst type of water.
Yeah. And then when I went to the AMC theater, they had pop as well as water and everything else.
You can't like eat popcorn and snacks at the movies with water.
I know.
The fuck, like
that was
these like vegan snacks.
Yeah, hippies.
What the fuck?
But
popcorn is probably vegan. I don't know what the hell would be in it. Butter?
Butter.
Butter.
Vegans, you've done fucked up again.
Yeah, now. You see one of them cheap bastards that use the free shit on the side?
Yeah, I should have. I actually,
you know that shit.
I actually said,
it's like not real butter.
Yeah, I said to Carrie afterwards, I was like, I just sat down and I ended up getting like, because you just sit randomly, right? So I was sitting next to the one guy who I kind of like I found myself pairing up with this one guy who worked for the Toronto Sun, and he was there, and then to my other side was just this like borderline Karen sitting next to me, and she literally brought her drink from Epcot where we were at, like, because we were all at the Guardians of the Galaxy party, and she had her drink there, and she was drunk as shit, and she dropped the drink, but it was empty, like, but it was like, why did you bring this empty glass with you? And like, it was a straight up glass, and I was just like, it's like, what is happening? And then she started talking to me, and she's like, I started watching all these movies for my kids. And she's like, and they've been pretty good so far. She's like, I'm 12 movies in. And she's like, it's 12 out of like 24 movies or whatever thing she said. She's like, I'm okay. Should I leave? Should I leave or should I watch this? And I'm like, oh yeah, 12 of 20 minutes in. Yeah, that should get you through the multiverse of madness. You're going to get... Because you've definitely delved into Marvel's What If and all that other shit.
Right, exactly.
Right? So it's like, I was just...
some noob, they're faking it.
Mm-hmm. And then she's like, if I fall asleep, you'll wake me up, right? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds like something I'm going to do.
What the fuck? Like, sure thing, late. pisses herself. Like, oh,
I feel like if I was a single man, I could have had sex with her that night.
it didn't matter whether you were single or not.
Well, it mattered to me.
Oh, matters to me.
I know. I that's why you don't bring your wife to Florida with
Exactly.
you.
Or to the movies.
Disney is for fucking.
Yep. That's what they say. That's what I heard.
No.
That's why all the single people go there.
Yeah. Man. I get such a crazy joy out of going to that place, man. It's so good. But yeah, the woman flat out, she started talking to the guy next to her for a minute, and then she fell asleep before like the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Sweet.
And then every now and again,
guaranteed, like she did during the first 12 that she's already watched.
And then she was like, she was like, and then all of a sudden it would be,
where am I?
She's laughing at a joke. And I
Laughing
literally,
and it's not even a joke. She's just laughing so people think that she's not the one snoring. For some of the movie here.
It's literally that scene where Wanda is like discovering for the millionth time she doesn't have children.
Right.
And then she's like, no kids. That's the dream. Then I wouldn't have had to watch 12 of these fucking things.
Exactly, right.
But it was something. It was just something else. I'm just very grateful to have gotten to go.
That's super cool.
Yeah. What else is going on too? Oh, we got our Thor Love and Thunder trailer, like the real one.
Oh, yes.
Did you watch that?
I did.
I like that. How did you feel about Gore the God Butcher?
Oh, I haven't seen him, so I haven't seen that one then.
Oh, you've not seen that? Well, let's react to it. Let's react to it. Get your cans on.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's theoretically make this work.
I literally just said that I think they shouldn't even show him.
Yeah.
Before the movie comes out.
That's this one.
Kids, get your popcorn now. Let me tell you the story of the space Viking, Thor Odinson.
Oh, we got Stormbreaker.
Ordinary man. He was a god. After saving planet Earth for the 500th time, Thor set off on a new journey. Well, he got in shape. He went from dad bod to god bod. And after all that, he reclaimed his title as the one and only Thor. Oh, spoke too soon.
Jane? The old ex-girlfriend.
The hell did she get the powers?
Well,
he doesn't even know.
I'm sure they'll explain it.
He's been gone too long.
Yeah.
Am I sensing feelings?
Well, you're right.
The only ones who gods care about.
Is that Voldemort?
Themselves.
So this is my vow. All gods will die. I just want to say that was very, very impressive what you did back there.
Whoa.
She's just my first bad guy.
You never forget your first.
You are not like the other gods of kill. Because I have something worth fighting for.
Whoa.
Let's see who you are. I take off your disguise. And flick.
Oh,
Should we help him? The invention? Great.
It looks so good.
Oh yeah, totally.
It looks so
totally. Yeah,
good.
it looks like a good one.
But
So I guess somehow that they've found Jane
yeah.
to be able to wield Mjolnir.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking because he leaves and all that. I imagine that
Didn't he have both though? In the last thing we saw him,
he had his hands on both, but then Captain America returned Mjolnir. Remember when he goes and travels through, so he brings it
right.
back. So
that could be a whole thing to get him back.
Yeah.
But what he did in between the
Oh, that would be such a cool. That
all
would be
him returning the stones,
That would be
things go awry.
an amazing Captain.
When the rest of them flops, you know, a couple years, he needs. Oh, he'll miss it.
Yeah.
We'll do him back.
I'd be on board.
And it'll be a show though.
I wouldn't mind that.
Disney as a show.
Another Disney Plus show.
Yep.
I'd be on board for that.
Yep.
Moon Knight was.
Oh, I
fantastic.
saw She-Hulk. I haven't seen Moon Knight. I forgot about Disney Plus for like once my computer shit the bed. I was like, I forgot about it.
Yeah,
I gotta see Moon Knight.
Moon Knight was a lot of fun. We got Obi-Wan coming up in as by the time this comes out, Obi-Wan season or episode 2 will be out.
Ooh.
So we've not seen any of it yet because none episodes have come out yet.
I picture Moon Knight, his costume is an old knight's thing with the ass cut out.
Yes.
Like an old knight's, like the squeaky armor, you know?
Yeah.
The butt cheeks cut out.
It was really funny because the reactions were very weird throughout like the airing of the show, because they're like, oh, like whatever nonsense Oscar Isaac's doing, and I was like, now my description.
What other nonsense?
Well, because they were like, oh, he's doing this like weird Cockney accent and whatever. I'm like, yeah, he's being like he's a British guy. But what I liked, and this is my description of his performance, and I mentioned it before, was that he is successfully doing what Tom Hardy's always trying to do.
Yeah.
It's like Tom Hardy's always trying to put on a real character, but like Oscar Isaacs was good. It was such a weird show. It was such an interesting show, and it was cool, and it introduced you to more shit. So I'm on
That's what
board.
I'm gonna do tomorrow. I gotta sign in.
There you go. Get it done. So yeah.
I can't think of anything else that came out.
No.
Or anything. Like I said, I was in Rock World for a long time.
Yeah.
Hadn't had a bang over in a while.
Yeah.
That was good. Nice feeling.
Oh yeah.
That's when your back of your neck and your shoulders fucking hurt because you've been fucking headbanging.
Oh,
it's called a bang over.
Okay.
What did you think?
I didn't.
Did you whatever all the one you think would never have happened to me? Like I banged so many girls last night. I got a fucking bang over, playa.
I brought my bang over. I don't. I literally had no illusion of what that could have been.
What's going down on the streets, playa?
Yeah.
Shit. Let's get the fuck out of here and watch a movie.
Yeah, let's do that.
this
All right,
shit.
but let's talk about what we're gonna do next week.
Talk a bunch of bullshit.
We are going to jump into a comedy classic, an improvised comedy classic. Christopher Guest's Waiting for
Oh, I
Guffman.
thought you were gonna say Rain Man.
Christopher Guest's Rain Man.
All improv.
Yeah, Eugene Levy as Raymond.
Yeah. Oh my god, it would be amazing. He only speaks with his eyebrows.
Definitely.
And it's subtitled.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not mad at it. Oh, and that's the other thing coming out this week too. Top Gun Maverick.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
I gotta use my movie pass, that thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe Maverick will be the one.
Maybe Maverick will be the one. I'm dying to see it.
Maybe I'll go tomorrow.
What's
out tomorrow?
Is it tomorrow? That's
I don't fucking know. You know what looks good? There was a horror movie called Men.
Nice. That
And
sounds
this
like
girl,
that sounds like not a horror movie to me. That sounds like a dream.
Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't know. She goes to, I think they're all the same guy. I can't tell.
Okay.
But in the preview, it was like men. And I was like, do they all have the same guy's face? It was like the Apex Twin video. It was just terrifying.
I don't know why that I went on a very weird journey when you were talking there.
I always do.
No, but I was thinking, because when you were talking about men, I was thinking about, because you were like, I don't know if it's all the same guy. So I was thinking Omega Man with Will Smith. And then it made me think of the joke that Benedict Cumberbatch told on SNL. Which, by the way, a lot of people left SNL this season.
Good. Good. I hope I never see them again.
They're all dead.
But I don't want to go that far.
No, well, that's what you just said.
Wow.
These are your words. These are your words. You just wished death on Kate McKinnon, A.D. Bryant, Kyle Mooney, and probably more accurately Pete Davidson. No, but then I was thinking that. But anyways, his joke was, he was like, everybody keeps trying to write Doctor Strange like sketches for me. I'm like, well, that's all right, but he's like, what about like the other things I've done? And then he's like, well, what else have you done? And he's like, oh, well, I did what's the one he just did, the dog? You're the dog?
Power of the Dog.
Oh, yeah, okay, there it is. And then he's like, yeah, so I did this, and then they're like, nobody's ever seen it. And then he's like, but he's like, well, but I was nominated for an Oscar. And he's like, but Will Smith beat me. I mean, bad choice of words.
Oh shit!
Well done. They went there. They went there
as only they can.
Mm-hmm. They sure did. All right. So yeah, let's take a look at the trailer for Waiting for Guffman, because we talked about that briefly.
We sure did.
The City Council of Blaine gave me the responsibility of putting together a show to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Blaine. I took the whole history of the town and I squeezed it like a piece of fresh bread.
I think the one really important thing that I learned in working with Corky is that I do indeed have talent.
My booby made a kishka. She made it big and fat. My Zeta took one look at it and said, I can't eat that.
I have found here in Blaine a gold mine of talent. I think Johnny would be so perfect, don't you?
He could be the next Keanu Reeves.
We've got Ron and Sheila on board again.
Midnight at the Oasis.
Newcomer Alan Pearl.
I have a very lazy eye, which these prescription glasses help.
Libby.
I've been working here at the DQ for about,
And of course, Lloyd and I, it's like rams butting heads.
Certainly, Corky has brought something to our little theatrical community. He's definitely different.
You know, he can just do everything there is to do, and there's only one other person in the world that can do that, and that's Barbara Streisand.
I have a little announcement to make. Mort Guffman is going to come from New York City and see our show. We have one shot at this. We've got one performance. With Mort Guffman coming to town, we need to hitch up our panties and run.
That was an underwhelming trailer, but the movie's awesome.
You never said what you thought of Doctor Strange 2. What did you think of the movie?
Let's have another look at that. Waiting for no. I liked it, but it wasn't
the best.
No, it was not.
But it wasn't the worst.
No, I had fun throughout the
I
movie.
thought it was too long.
And
it was very much Sam Raimi's movie.
Yeah, that was
oh my god.
I said in the review it had Sam Raimi's fingerprints all over it. And it went from genre to genre. It's like, here's my Spider-Man version of me. Yeah, here's my horror movie version. Here's my friggin' Army of Darkness version.
I hope that now in the next one, Quantumania, that now it's not going to be like the evil Ant-Man. Like, I'm already done with the multiverse.
Yeah,
I'm done with it.
My understanding, I think there's going to be some multiversal things in it, but I actually think this is going to lead to your theory coming true, because the rumor is that
I started it.
Yes, the rumor is, this rumor is not the one you started, but it's going to lead to your theory.
Oh, okay, great.
The rumor is that there's going to be multiple variants of Kang the Conqueror in it, and that's what we're going to experience. But yeah, so that would lead to Bill Murray potentially being a Kang. But no, but I did like the movie, and like I said, but there was a lot of things, and I think it's been out long enough now that we can talk a little more. Like, spoiler.
Yeah, I love the spoiler alert at the end where was that Evil Dead? Bruce Campbell?
Pretty much.
He's punching himself in the face, and he's like, it's over.
Well, because he put the spell on him, and he said it was going to take a few weeks for it to wear off. So that was what that was. But the
maybe I went to the bathroom when he could put the spell on him, because I don't remember him putting the spell on.
Well, because she was America Chavez there said, you always got to find food, and she's like, I have pizza balls, and he's like, how did you pay for that? He's like, food's free in most universes. He's like, it's weird that you have to pay. And then Bruce Campbell's like, hey, how are you gonna pay for that? And he goes like, Big Papa always gets paid. Like, he's he was acting at a level. He's acting at a level that proves why he only gets Sam Raimi movies.
I love you. Don't ever say that.
He's so wonderful, and I love him with I will die on any hill for him. But he's so bad. Like, is like if he played like an evil guy in an episode of Barney and Friends, like he would be eating like chewing.
It was like when I saw my acting teacher or whatever the guy was. In that movie. I was like, I wish I could remember the fucking name, but I was like, this is the worst thing with the worst acting I had ever seen in my entire life.
Oh my God. Yeah, we have to do a thing. I actually have a little proposal for you for the show. We're going to take that offline though. But there's a movie that I was listening to another podcast. They were talking about it. It was called The Sound of Thunder, starring Ed Burns. And I guess it was this movie. It was going to be this huge budget movie. It was going to have like $120 million or something like that. Then very last minute, they're like, no, you only have 30 million.
Nice.
And then so they had to like figure out how to scale back like on the fly, and then the movie wasn't finished, and they're like, too bad, you have to release it. So it's with incomplete special effects, with a drastically cut in the moment budget. So like this movie came out.
What did you say it was called?
The Sound of Thunder. So it's basically a time travel movie where they have to like, it's these guys, they take people time traveling as like tourism. But then they have to occasionally go back and clean up like the butterfly effects they've caused,
right,
and stuff like that. And then things go kind of like crazy, and there's like, and it's all this kind of like banana stuff. But the special effects are the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. And there's one scene literally where Ed Burns and this girl are walking down the street together, and they're clearly doing that "I'm walking in place" doing this while like the background's it's next level.
I haven't seen this movie.
Next level. But I don't even remember where I was going with that.
You saw and loved it.
Yeah.
You like that better than Doctor Strange 2?
Yes, no.
You know what? After you've seen everything everywhere all at once, man, Doctor Strange was just like...
Yeah, no, I still haven't seen that.
It's the best movie, man.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Let's go. I'm looking forward to seeing our next friggin' movie.
All right, let's go. All right, we're going to take off. One more look at the Waiting for Guffman trailer. All right, guys, that is it for us. You follow below for all the socials and all those good things and how to reach us. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Thank you to recent followers and subscribers and commenters and all that good stuff. Love you all. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.